Hi folks, welcome back to my channel. It's currently 11:40 in the morning. So I want to say something. I should stop I should stop uploading videos when I am about ready to leave for work because I always forget to make them public. Um and no, I don't have an excuse. I could actually do it on my phone, but I chose not to. Anyways, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about another Amazon stupidity that's definitely not going to keep them customers. No way. There are people on TikTok that are already talking about getting a Kobo. There was a person on there that said that as soon as their Kindle dies, they're going to buy a Kobo because it's cheaper, because it's better, and everything. So, Amazon quietly, a couple of days ago, raised up their prices of their Kindles by $40 to $50. Depending on what model that they were raising it up. The Kindle Basic, the reader for the average American, average reader, someone who doesn't have money to afford a Kindle Paperwhite. They may have like $120 or $125, and they want to buy something simple, something that will get them in the door, let them read books. That no longer is cheap. That's $149. It went up by $40. And then the Kindle Paperwhite is $199. The signature edition is over $200. And the one device that Kobo now officially beats Kindle in price is the Kindle Colorsoft. It is over $300. It is $100 lower than a Kindle Scribe. $100 less than a Kindle Scribe. And because I was on my phone looking something up, and I saw on Good e-reader the price had gone up. So they're claiming that it is because of CPUs and of memory is the reason that these e-readers have gone up in price. The reason that people don't believe it, people don't buy the reasoning, is that these are applied to Kindles that have already been made, have already been manufactured, have already been put together in a factory. These are Kindles that have been sitting in boxes for months and months. That now you're saying that we're raising the prices of Kindles that have already been manufactured. We're not talking about Kindles that we've just made. We're talking about Kindles that we've already manufactured. We've raised the prices of. And I'm like, why do you think we believe you? Why do you think we're going to just sit down and accept this price hike without having some kind of conversation about it? I don't believe for 1 second it's because of CPU prices. I don't believe it's the reason. I don't believe that they're doing this because it's memory. I think they're doing it for greed. Also, this comes on the heels of it coming out that Amazon, and I've done a video about this, that Amazon has been stripping physical books to scan their pages for their AI. And people are mad about that. Now, there are people that don't care. People that call themselves book lovers that just don't care. Because they have their Kindle and they never buy physical books. So why should they be upset about this? And now their beloved e-reader is now expensive. I mean, now a lot of us already have our Kindles, so we're not we're not upset about it in that respect of, oh, I want a Kindle, oh my god, I can't afford one. But for people that are thinking about buying a Kindle, this price hike, if you don't have like $160 to spend on a Kindle Basic, because they're talking about tax and stuff, you're out of luck. You're out of luck. You can't even buy the Basic anymore because it's too expensive. And people are saying this is corporate greed, and I'm going to agree. It is corporate greed, because you're trying to get people to spend money on a device that you're walled into their garden. You have no say in anything. Now, I understand that there is a provision in copyright law, which is why you don't actually own the digital copy. But video games are not even the same classification as books. Not in the same realm as books. So that's why I say you should be able to own your digital video content, but books, they have a whole copyright law attached to them. Sorry, it's morning. So, I was on Kobo's website. I love going on Kobo's website because that's where I curate my collection and all that type of stuff. I noticed that this device, the Kobo Claret, I believe this might be the black and white. It could also be, well, it's probably black and white. It's $139.99, $140. Okay, $9, no, $10 cheaper than the Kindle Basic. $10 cheaper, and it's waterproof. It's waterproof. You can connect to the library, all that type of stuff. If I was a parent and my daughter or my son wanted an e-reader, I would be looking for the cheapest e-reader I could possibly find, and it would probably be this one. And I would buy it. I would buy it. Even without the sales, or even without anything. The Kobo Libra Color is cheaper by $70. By $70. This e-reader is cheaper than the Kindle Color Soft. And it didn't have the color issues that the Color Soft had. You are trying to keep people from going over to Kobo, and yet you hike the price of your device. The only thing that you're known for, I mean, yeah, you're known for your cheap clothes and all that type of stuff. But if people are in the market for an e-reader that they can actually afford, they're going to go with Kobo. They're going to go with Kobo because it's cheaper. Because it's better. Because I don't actually have to buy books. I can just borrow them from my library. And then there are people comment, I'm really glad I got my Kindle when I did. Yeah, but that Kindle is going to break. And when it breaks, you're going to be hunting for a new e-reader, and your natural inclination is going to be to get another Kindle because you love them. But then you're going to see that they're so expensive that you cannot afford one. So you're just going to go somewhere, look somewhere else. This is not how Amazon is going to keep their customer base. Because as much as people love their Kindles, and they do, they know they're going to break. They know at some point in the future, Amazon is going to discontinue that Kindle. That Kindle that was the last bastion of cheap e-readers is going to be bricked. And what are you going to be stuck with? Overpriced shit. The age of the cheap e-reader is over, and I'm not the only one that echoes that. There are several people that have echoed those same exact words. The age of cheap e-readers is over. And I mean, and I don't even want to know what the next batch of Kindles are going to cost. This is just for the e-readers that have already been released. And I'm pretty sure the 11th gen Kindle is also that much. And it's a last batch model. I'm like, they can go and they can make all the excuses they want. Okay? But at the end of the day, we're not buying it. We are not buying it. And weirdly enough, and I was watching this video about that Kobo sales have doubled. People are leaving Kindle. They may have their Kindles, but I can guarantee you it's just to read the books that they have before they fully, factory reset their Kindles. And, it's inevitable. It's inevitable. People are going to inevitably finish the books that they have on their Kindles, and they're going to shut them down. They're going to factory reset them, and they're going to use a competitor. It doesn't matter if it's the Nook. It doesn't matter if it's the Kobo, if it's the Books Palma. It doesn't matter which one it is. It's not going to be an Amazon product. It's not going to be an Amazon product. Because people are getting sick and tired of Amazon. And if enough people, and I mean millions and upon millions of people, get so sick and tired of Amazon, they're going out of business. They're going out of business. And the fact is that I heard that Google's kind of there, that AI has become so expensive for businesses to maintain that they are bringing back people. Yeah, it's only a matter of time. And that is what's going to happen. That is what is going to happen. People are going to get sick and tired of it. So, I was trying to find the Mudflat Murder Club, because I wanted to read it on my Nook. I didn't want to read it, Now, Kobo has it as a audiobook, which I'm fine with. I went on to Barnes & Noble's website when I got home from work, and I typed in the Mudflat Murder Club, and it popped up. And they do not have it as an ebook. They have it only as a digital book. I added that to my, so I added all 3 books to my cart, which I'm going to be getting next week. Oh, by the way, happy Monday. Next week. So this week, if I get paid in 2 days, I'm going to half price books with my brother on Thursday. I'm also going to order my final item from Amazon, which is going to be the bookcase, so that we can move an item out of the apartment. So, that's what we're going to do and everything. So, next week I'm getting those books and just have them be like, yep, I read this book. But I will most likely reread it again, because I'll tell you something, I'm really getting into that book. But going back to Kindle, why do you feel the need to lie to us? You know that we're not buying your excuse. We're not buying your reasoning behind it. And yes, I know from the article that Apple and Roku are doing the same thing. However, do I buy their reasoning? No, I don't. I don't at all. You don't see Samsung raising the prices of their phones. Now, if it happens to them, then, but it's ridiculous. People are on, well, I'm not going to say there's a whole slew of people, but there are people on TikTok, there are people on YouTube that are talking about this. The people that are not talking about this are people that flat out don't care. They're so in love with Amazon. They're so in love with Amazon. They will buy anything Amazon brings out. And just like I remember several years ago when Amazon bought Whole Foods. And no, I will never go to Amazon to get my prescription filled. Heck freaking no. I've got a pharmacy down the road. I can go there. Speaking of pharmacy, they called me up today. And I know it's for the flu shot. Something tells me it's for the flu shot. But anyways, me and my mother walked into Whole Foods. This is back before my mother had her heart attack, and all that. We walked into Whole Foods, and I didn't even know about Amazon acquiring Whole Foods, and we saw an Amazon Alexa. And my mother was staring at it and said, wait a minute, that's an Amazon product. And that's what she said to me, word for word. Hey, that's an Amazon product. And I looked at what she was pointing to. I'm like, what is an Amazon product doing here? And then they had a thing where if you're a Prime member, you could get your food delivered for free. And I'm like, oh, no. And she goes, what? I said, Amazon just bought Whole Foods. And she goes, what? Why is Amazon in the food business? I said, I do not know. But the moment they get into the pharmaceutical business, I'm freaking out. And sure enough, it happened, and I freaked out. I was like, oh, thank God Mom's not around to see that. Because she would literally have something to say about that. Sometimes dying is a great thing, because you don't have to see all the stupid stuff that comes after it. Oh, man. Sorry, guys. But that's the thing. Amazon is so big. It's become so ingrained into people's lives that they can jack up the prices of their most popular products, and we don't bat an eyelid if we don't care. And, of course, because you have people that actually do care about this, they're the ones making the videos. They're the ones saying, why in the world is my Kindle so much? And it's because of greed. Plain and simple. Greed. Greed. They don't care. They know that you will crawl back to them. Oh, sorry. They know that you will crawl back to them because you can't find the item anywhere else. No. Because you're too lazy to get into a car and go to your local Walmart to buy a pair of jeans or to buy a package of underwear. I go to a Walmart. I go to a Walmart. It's closer here, over here, than over there. So it's like, if you look at distances, it's closer. A lot closer. It takes me about, if I go on a Lyft ride, it takes me about 5 minutes to get to that Walmart. It takes me about 10 minutes to get to the other Walmart. So which one do you think I'm going to go to? The one I go to, and I've started going to, has a Subway. Heck yeah. Yeah. They have a Subway. And I go in there and I do my shopping, and as soon as I'm done paying for my stuff and all that jazz, I go to Subway and I get myself something to eat. And I sit there and I eat my Subway and I'm reading on my Kobo, or if I happen to bring my Kindle to, I read. And that's my reading time before I have to go into work. And then when I get to work, I kind of have this feel in the back of my head they're going to call to have me come in early to start my shift. And I try my best not to get there super early so that they can't get me to start my shift 45 minutes early. Because, I'm not being paid $13 an hour to start my shift 45 minutes early. No. But that's the thing. That's the thing about Amazon. They don't want you to go back to getting your jeans or getting your underwear from your local store. They want you to go to them for stuff that if I hopped in a Lyft ride, in 30 minutes I would have the item in my hand and paid for it. And I wouldn't have to wait around for a van to come by and drop off my items where it could possibly be stolen by a porch pirate. I prefer that over Amazon any day of the year. And I refuse to get their Prime. Again, I think I said in that video that when I read all of my Kindle Unlimited books, I'm going to cancel my Kindle Unlimited because I just don't care. And I'm going to start, I'm going to go onto my Kindle and I'm going to start deleting books I've already read. They will not be rebought. I will not rebuy them. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just leave Amazon behind. That bookcase is going to be the final Amazon purchase. I can go to, if I want a pop socket, I can go to Best Buy and get a pop socket. I could go to Myers and get a pop socket. Yeah, they're not cheap. They're not Amazon prices cheap, but at least I can touch it and pull it out and all that type of stuff. But it's ridiculous. It absolutely is ridiculous. But I just shake my head. People are angry, and I do not blame them for being angry. Anyways. So at the end of the day, who's going to win the Kindle war? Who's going to win the e-reader war? Most likely Kobo. Most likely Kobo. Because if you continue to do more and more stuff that people don't like, they're going to leave you and everything. So anyways, I will see you guys next time. And until then, keep reading your books.